You say tomato, and I say tomato. You say potato, and I say potato. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Let's start the whole thing up.
I cannot wait for you to try this creamy tomato spinach pasta dinner. It is so good. You're going to want to come to my house and give me a big hug. And I just might let you. Let's jump right in. I've gone ahead and posted the ingredients to this recipe in the video description below, and I have them at the end of the video. And don't forget to thumbs up this video and share it across all the social channels, because Simple Daily Recipes, me, needs your help in growing this channel. I want everybody to get on board and get plant-based just like us and feel good just like us, and I need your help to do that. To kick off the recipe, we're going to get a large pot of water out to cook the pasta. I used just a 1 pound bag of curly pasta that I had in the pantry. Use whatever kind of pasta you have on hand, it doesn't really matter. I think a good heavy noodle will be perfect, nothing too skinny. Okay, and then we're going to move on to making the creamy sauce. This is awesome. You start with a cup of raw cashews. Now, if you don't have a strong blender, you can soak the cashews for a little bit to soften them up. But if you've got a good strong blender, just throw those hard cashews right in there. And then instead of using water, we're going to use an unsweetened plain non-dairy milk. And I have silk soy milk. Then it's 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Get that off the spoon there. I got this recipe from the Oh She Glows cookbook. Now, I borrowed the ingredients and the idea, the ingredients from that book, but the way she cooked it is completely different from the way I'm cooking it here. So I have turned around and made this recipe my own. Okay, and then we threw in some nooch and a little salt and a whole bunch of pepper. Just twist, twist, twist. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Okay, and then we're going to turn that on and blend that up until it's smooth, which doesn't take very long if you've got a good, strong blender. Now, I did have to stop the blender and scrape down the sides and then run it for just a little bit longer, but then that was it. It really didn't take much to get this nice and smooth. And I can't wait for you to see just how thick this really gets. It's amazing. It's like as thick as mayo. Check this out. Hold on. Almost done. Almost done. And I ran that blender on high. I just whipped it up. I was getting it done. Look at that. That is thick. Wait, wait, wait for it. See that? That's mayo. Oh, I almost made it fall out. Okay, so, and the reason I've already learned, you want that to be thick, because later on, when all the vegetables are cooked up, the spinach that we're going to throw in is going to let off a lot of water, and that extra water in the pot is going to thin out the sauce. So just don't try to make that thin. Okay, now the soy curls. So I've rehydrated the soy curls in hot water, no spices or anything. They're just plain and simple. I don't want to distract from the rest of the dish. I'm throwing the rehydrated soy curls in the Vitamix, leaving the power on low, not even turning it up, and then I just kick that on, and those blades will just shred all those soy curls. It is amazing how this works. There's nothing to it, and it takes like 5 seconds to shred up about a half a pitcher of soy curls. Check this out. Look at that. If I didn't say that was soy curls, come on, you know that looks like chicken. It does. It looks just like shredded chicken. It doesn't taste like chicken. It has the texture of chicken, but it doesn't have any flavors. That's what I love about soy curls. Soy curls will just pick up whatever it's cooked in and take on those flavors and not distract from the rest of the meal. It's awesome, but it leaves that chew that we want, that we sometimes miss in those dishes that used to have meat in them. Okay, and then in the Instapot, I've turned on the saute mode to get it nice and hot, and we're gonna water saute a large onion and 4 garlic cloves. Now, here's something else that I've started doing. Instead of, well, I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm throwing the soy curls right in there with the onions and the garlic and whatever vegetables that need to tenderize, so that the soy curls can pick up some of the flavors from the onion and the garlic and whatever spices I've got in there. And that's working out really well. So so this is just water sauteing. I'm not really paying attention to the soy curls so much as I'm just paying attention to the onion and waiting for it to become translucent. Now there's enough water in the soy curls to kind of keep the pan moist, but you're still going to need to add, to keep watch and add water to the pan and keep it from burning. So I still probably had to end up adding a 4th cup of water to keep things going. And then there was a couple of teaspoons of oregano in there to add some seasoning. This is a half a bag of frozen spinach and half a bag of like whatever frozen bags of spinach come in, like 10 ounces or 12 ounces. And I had a half a bag in the freezer, and that's what went in. Okay, and then I had a 26-ounce can of diced tomatoes that were completely drained, and I threw those in. And then when that all heated through and the spinach was hot and it broke apart, and I knew everything was good and hot, it was time to add the creamy tomato sauce. Again, see how thick this is? It's really, really thick, but there's so much liquid that's been given off by the spinach, it's all going to loosen up. Now, in that time, while I was waiting for the spinach to cook through and get hot, the pasta was finished, and I drained it off, and I just set it to the side, and it was just waiting for everything. It's the last thing to go in. And I'm just stirring this creamy sauce in here, just making sure everything gets good and coated. And you can see I've got my milk jug up at the top. I was a little worried. I thought, well, if my sauce is too thick, I would give it a splash of milk just to help thin it out. But the water from the spinach let off enough, I was good. All right, there you go. Just stir that sauce and the pasta together and get everything well coated. Oh my gosh, and you are ready for dinner. It doesn't take very long. Now, this was just right, and this was ready to eat right away. But I think that if you wanted to make this ahead of time and turn on the keep warm feature on the iPot to eat later, it would be wise to like add a little more milk or add a little splash of water to keep the bottom of that pot loose, okay? So nothing gets stuck or burns or anything like that. Oh, look at it. Oh, yeah, baby. You and me together having dinner. All right, I cannot wait for you to make this. You are going to love it. Okay, all right, I'm going to let you go so you can go put this together. And hey, it's really good for lunch the next day. So if you just happen to make a bunch so that you'll have enough for lunch the next day and enjoy it, then take it to work and I'll heat it up and make all your coworkers jealous. Make them wish they were plant-based too. Yeah.